Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my Let's Play episode 119 of Torment Tides of Numenera. How do you say it? I'm IVATOPIA. Okay, so we've got to try and get into here. So,
Ren, you can do this.
So basically, I need somebody who I'm not close to, but has strong feelings for me. Since I'm trapped here, it's got to be someone in this area. And I'm thinking maybe it's people I've already passed. You know? Like maybe something's changed with some of these. Like, do you have anything extra to add? I don't really interact with you, did I? Much. The altered routes are not as close. The fortune has been better. So, what you? Why not? Who you are again? No, you're not. What about these? But then again, she has strong feelings because I shut his stuff down, but I did it in a nice way. Like these two. How do I interact with them? I bought stuff from them, so would that class as strong feelings? I also would like to check what I sold. Maybe I had something I sold, you know, what I needed, I didn't realise. Hopefully not. See where's submission. This is stuff I sold to, wasn't it? Yeah, no, this is important, is it? No. Oh, I was gonna say they just stuff changed but hasn't had time for a while. What about yours? Oh, that's the wrong one we're in. Okay. Look out below. More out the way, so I can talk. What about you? Your work, what do you sell? Malls are nearby. It's nothing. Pulling flesh. Tools. Stuff we read before, isn't it? Filled with coloured dyes. Huh. Like maybe some kind of interaction with someone, like, you know, I do something that annoys them and that will give strong feelings for me. Like, none of this does nothing, does it? Oh, what's this? I didn't see this before, did I? What's this thing?
Fine.
Remember that? Oh, something's happening, what's this? A blister of flesh protrates from the ground, an irritated, angry pulse is almost entirely obdurate. You see the faintest hints of movement. Huh. You study movement within the crest more closely as if it responds to your curiosity. The shadow of the hand claws at the interior and vanishes. Hand? What? Something's trapped inside. You feel something pressing against your mind, a sharp presence like the thought of pain, thrusting its experience into your imagination. As your fingers brush the flesh of the crest, the memories come pouring in, flooding your thoughts with emotion of lives you have never lived. Stories from countless lives lost in the blue. Them cutting blue people aren't technically like creating this type thing, are they? Time for a random memory in a swirling maelstrom, and its particles become immediately shockingly clear. Crud, how did I miss this before? Though what seems like hours of flight, you think you may have found a way to elude the older girls. You swallowed your pride and buried yourself in the mound refuse of little Nelson. That's what it just was. The smell of rotten food and potent meat filling your nose, better this than to suffer the abuse they're likely to hand out. Buried as you are, you can only hear them as they approach. Where did the little rhubarb go? Demands one. She's standing right in front of you, and she's breathing hard from the rage in her voice. You know that the beatings will be a savage one. At least 4 of them are looking for you. But you know deep down that if you don't stand up to them at some point, they will just keep happening. Keep your breath and keep still. Leap out with the garbage and attack. Why not? You try to burst from the refuse, imagine a dramatic entrance that will leave them stunned for a moment as you wreak your vengeance on their ringleader. What happens instead is that as you draw yourself into the leap of them, They see the movement in the pile and they're ready for you. Oh, great. Even if you hadn't slipped on the moulding food, your dramatic leap looks more like an accidental fall into the tormentors. You're slicked with grease and rotten food, and they have a hard time holding you. For one moment, you have a chance to break free and run. Or you can stand and fight and show them that you're not scared of them. Fine. You lash out and your fist actually connects with the ringleader's face, rocking her head back. The blood that spills from her nose is dark and hot, but the rage in her eyes is cold and dead. She thrusts you back into the garbage, and as you struggle to regain your feet, one of her allies, a girl with snakes for fingers, sees the hate and tries to pull her friend back. Please, Mirka, not for this one. Hate? Okay, I'm seeing through this person's memory. Can I keep holding that memory, take it to Thingy, and then he can feed them it's open to send her back? Says, oh yes, yes for this one. She looks at her friend and says, and if you don't help, you're next. The four of them get to work. Eternity later, they stop. Eternity. They spit on you as they leave. You try to move, but a sharp and grinding pain in your legs thrills agony into your mind. Your eyes are swollen shut. Oh, this beat the living hell out of her. Your teeth are broken and your shattered fingers are incapable of even the barest move. Ow! Darkness closes over you. They killed her. You return to your own mind with the death of your host, knowing that what you saw, what you felt was true. The life you lived was full, rich and ended here in the bloom. Your host's remaining moments were saturated with pain. Muscles still twitch with the memory of agony, and your suffering bleeds into the crest, losing its fleshy fibres. It appears that the bloom has sealed something within the crest, and your agony is the key that will set it loose. Touch the crest again. You steel yourself for another memory of pain and reach out to touch the crest again. Again, the unburdened memory springs to your mind. You lose yourself among them until you reach out and seize one. Is it the same one? Your head is throbbing, aching, feels like it's going to split wide open. You are trying to retreat from the battle for this region of the bloom, holding a tower of iron will against your prison foe, but they batter it. Whatever that word is, and you can feel your defense crumbling. If you strike back, you can save your ally, but you will open yourself to your enemy's minds. You saw what they did to Arlton. Every pore in his body started leaking blood. His screams are still haunting. Keep running. Friends can fend for self. Drop your defense and strike. The moment your shields fall, they pounce on you, feeding your psychosis and traumas drenched up from your ancestral primitive past. They start to tear apart your concept of self, placing illusions of love lost and lives lived that are not your own. They whip you with empathy, and you can feel a backdoor attack on your psychomotor functions. This agony is excruciating. You use the pain and rage to lash out at the weakest minds, and you realize then that you are fighting a high consciousness. Oh, great. You cannot defeat these creatures, united as they are. Your only hope is to defend yourself or one of your squad mates, but only one of the 10 of you can survive the constant attack of the hive. Keep striking back. Maybe you can distract the hive for long enough. They knew what they were getting into. Defend yourself and run. You strike and you strike and you strike again. You channel your fear into the devastating blow aimed at the heart of the nest, but the energy vanishes. You think lines of control snakes through your body, dominating you and painting new truths on your mind. Each silver thin thread draws a universe of pain through your exposed nerves. As your mind slowly dies, your foes show you the bodies of your fallen comrades. Not one escaped. They died actively. So did you. Wow. So I should have escaped. I keep doing wrong decisions. Calls you back into his arms, and you find yourself aching emotionally and physically from these experiences. Muscles throb and pulse within the resident of the fight or flight response, and the crest again responds to your pain. It fibers loosen further. Touch the crest again. You steel yourself for another memory of pain and reach out to touch the crest again. Again, the unbidden memories spring into mind, and you lose yourself among them until you reach out and seize it. You gaze through the faint shimmer and ripple of the force field, down the silent red veined tunnel into the pulsing black. It looks empty. You know it is now. You feel the eyes on you, the hungry eyes. You feel no fear. You feel emptiness within you. Under a scalp you want to pick. Turn away from the force field, examine the emptiness inside you. Gaze through the cinema, ripple the force field down, the silent red vein tunnels, pulsating black. Examine the emptiness inside you. You remember her laughing face, you remember her closing her eyes, the tentacles of her hair writhing around and the back of your head pulling you in for a kiss. You remember her delight, laughter when you told her you found a lost settlement at the end of the quiet tunnel in the bloom, untouched by scavengers, a fortune lying on shelves and in the neat crates. You remember leading her by the hand, the pain rises, your hand strokes the force field controls. Happen, keep digging through the memory. Turn away, force field stops, remember. Keep digging. You don't want to remember, you don't, but you go deeper anyway. You installed the shield to protect your find from other explorers, but when you fled the ruins and the shrieking things beneath, it was the shield that saved you. You and not her. Oh, saved you. So you mean not her, basically. You saw them fall on her 10 steps from safety, pale claws, blood-painted screams from beneath the saving pile. So much blood, and she never stopped screaming. Finally you raised the shield, and only then did silence fall. You look at your hand hovering over the shield controls. For all you know, she could still be screaming down there in the ruins, and it's your fault. The life you were going to build together is gone, erased. You have just one more thing to do. Join her, open the force field, turn away from the force field, stop remembering. Wow. Fudge. Could you be alive, or just the pain? I don't like this. Turn away from the force field, stop remembering. Join her, why not? Your hand slides across the control and you deactivate the screen. Sound follows. She's not still screaming. You feel a moment's relief. The countless nightmares lied to you after all. You take a single step into the dark. Another, you know, I would ideally turn it on. She's not screaming, so I mean she's there, so I'd turn it back on and walk away. It's not giving an option though. Other than that, they swarm up in the tunnel and you fall on you, biting and clawing, chewing, you shrieking. After endless agony, blackness claims you. Great. What's this? The ache in your heart has become familiar, even as the sorrow and the heartbreak seem new and fresh each time. Different facets of the same emotion, each ferreted through a new experience. The Christ fibers twitch again, loosening one final time, revealing a frail, agile creature trapped inside. It bursts out of the crystal, leaving a glittering object behind in its haste to escape. What? Whoa! Hello? That's weird. Now the Christ has discovered its prisoner. The husk looks hollow, deflated, defeated. Remains. Huh? I'm gain. Mesmeric handle. What's this? Mesmeric handle. You found this object inside Eruption Bloom Crest. It's made of what? It's made of Ashen steel and resembles the hilt of a small knife, but the blade is missing. Law machinery specialist. The device is intimate because it lacks power. Potential energies are great. Ooh, got a new weapon, maybe. We find near the end, I guess. It's like a lightsaber, I guess. Tapped and conducted through strange dimensions. It would require an appropriate power source to activate. Okay, I can't use it. Something catches your eye. It's a piece of sharp metal and protrudes from just underneath a fold of decaying bloom flesh. You cannot begin to guess its function, but it's small and easy to carry. You slip into your pouch.
I'll remember that.
Hilt without blade. A new quest. Nice. Wonder how the elephant got trapped inside the crest, he mutters, crossing his arms, or how it got its claws on the object you found. He raises an eyebrow in your direction. It's powerful, whatever it is. Albans only gives a damn about transdimensional artifacts. Transdimensional. I checked like a transdimensional world. Isn't his inside dimensional? So maybe if I get this working, I could cut him open and send her home? Maybe? Huh. Main to cam. Wow. Have I taught you? Is that pulling what I just think? It's nothing new, is it? You gonna say about that over there? Did you trap them? What? Your work, what do you sell? Okay, nope. Is that you? Where is it? I'm gonna see what I could sell it for. If I could sell it. Don't see it. Weird. Is it a quest item? Oh, it's a quest item! Nice. Questions for you? The line. Oh, I did ask about that then. Guys, your squint whatever was in there was probably pretty dangerous and now it's out. Thanks to a certain someone who thought they knew better than the blue. Okay. Well spotted, well spotted. He grins wildly, a twinkle in his eye. And why would you speculate that is, sir? Probably so. Features are nearly identical as you're the same person. Yes, some. Ha! Wrong! We are in fact one and the same person. Oh, okay. He leans in and grins. I see you don't believe me, so let me explain. One day soon, my younger self will be walking along with the bloom. Will open a maw beneath him, and he will tumble into another world years in the past. Or maybe the journey to the past will be when he tries to come back. Whatever the case, I'll take him many decades and worlds to travel back here. He smiles wistfully. I envy him, the experience he will have, but thank him for the memories. Okay. So basically, you were him. It took you to another thing thousands of years in the past. You found the way back, and now you're older. And because you've gone through time, this is before he fell through it. Does it knowing what will happen change the future? Any more questions? Change the future? I was puzzled why. I knew what was coming, but it hasn't changed my past. Sounds dangerous, shouldn't you warn yourself? I did, but I didn't listen. He smiles affectionately at his younger self. Besides, when I think about all the stories I filled my head with, it's hard to remember exactly what I said about when the big day is. He leans in close and whispers, but it's coming soon. Wow. Can I tell him? We have to... Oh, keep clicking on you. Rin, stop it.
Yes.
Try clicking this dude. If hypocritical, of course I were to kill you. So he told you, huh? At first I thought the old man was just telling tales, but I believe him now. He knew too much about me to be anybody but my older self. Feel about it knowing you're going to be swallowed by Martin and end up in another world. It terrified me for a while, but now I think it's great. I mean, not only do I know I'm going to have an amazing adventure, I know for sure I'm going to live through it just fine. I can see what's going to happen to me in the future. I know my fate, and that's incredibly comforting. As for the apprenticeship, well, you could teach me better than myself. What would happen if prophetically of course, I were to kill you? Kill me? Would the older version of you just disappear? Would this whole shop cease to exist, or would it be impossible to do? I didn't mean to scare you. I'm sorry I mentioned it. Let me ask you something else. I want to ask. I don't know. I never thought about it before. Why would you even have something like that? Just curious. Don't worry. I wouldn't actually do it. I kind of want to find out. Can I go back and ask him? See if he swallows hard and edges further away. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to save under a different name. I'm going to go back and check that very, very quickly. IVATOPIA 45. Hopefully I can just ask him now so I don't have to reload. I can't. Fudge. I'm going to have to reload very quickly. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to reload 44. And we know to bring that conversation up, we had to ask about the crest. So do we have to go through the crest? I don't know. We're 90 minutes, we should be ending, but you know, I'm just going to run through this very quickly. I'm going to if I have to. So I go through here and I do it. Go, 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 go. I want to see what happens. I'm curious, people. Hopefully this will be one of the quick shots. I won't really have a full-on fight with him. So up here. So if I ask him about himself, maybe I can do that part after.
Yes.
I can reload it before this anyway, so. Oh. Must be after I mess with this then. So you didn't have the option there. So I have to go through this. Ramen. Touch the crest. Continue. Continue. Hold your breath, keep. Leap out of the Pagapas. Yep, I'll go for the same stuff I did last time. Just in case that option come up. Fight. Boom, 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 boom. Touch the crest again. You won't ruin my creation. Okay, you're a change, I'll step aside. Huh? Is this different? Holds a large hammer, his fists are shaking. Ever since you brought this hunk of rock back. Okay, this is different. What the fudge? I did the same stuff, did I not? What? I'm confused. Fight. You lash out. You actually connect with the ringleaders. Yeah. She thrusts you back. Garbage. Please not. Yes, for this one. Four of them get to work. Yeah, darkness close over. Turn to your mind with the death of the host. So switch it appears the bloom has sealed something within the crest, and now agony is the key to set it loose. For another memory of pain, again owned by the memories. You whisper, hands raised, clean white, untouched by the taint of the bloom, cakes your slender fingers. I moulded it with beams and chisels, with bare hands when my tool ran dry. I don't remember this one. This is the only thing in my life that has meaning, something. The stone's calling to me, it needs to give it shape. I know, says the man who used to be your friend. I've seen what it has done to you. He holds a large hammer in his hand, his fists are shaking. You've changed ever since you brought this hunk of rock back from another world. You've changed, it's not art that compels you. There's life already in the thing, and it used you to get out. He used the hammer, I'm here to stop it. Ruin my creation. My behaviour has changed, I'll step aside. My creation. Step aside, this is your last warning, I'll destroy it, and and if I have to go free you, I will. I'll protect this culture with my life, it's my creation. Strongly, very well. So you wish the hammer is faster than you would have believed, and it's blast the bones in your hand to powder. You fall back in pain following, and he strikes at the statue directly. The first shot, it's a high-pitched shriek from the stone, and throwing yourself on the front sculpture to keep it up from landing. Don't make me. You never finish the sentence, but swings again. Your shoulder collapses with a wet crunch. Brace the statue, shielding it from the hammer. After a few blows, he focuses timing instead on the new grunting and growling. Blood spatters and stone beside your cheek. At last, you topple bonelessly to the ground and watch as he reduces your masterpiece to a pile of rubble and splinter. You struggle to summon a single breath, a single sob. When the blackness comes, you welcome it. Calls back his arm, and you find yourself aching emotionally and physically from these experiences. Your muscles, yeah, same as before. Touch. Gaze through the shimmer, force. Oh, this is a force field one. Turn away from the force field. Examine the emptiness inside you. What happened? Keep digging through the memory. Join it, open the force field. There we go. Okay, then we can say this is a different one and do the fight, then we have the both options, don't we? Some of the remains. Continue.
I'll remember that.
Summon again. Okay, so we talk to him, and then it's for him, isn't it? So I did that first. I'll go with what I said, probably song. Change the future. Warn yourself. Okay, there we go. IVATOPIA 45. Alt, basically alternative of 45. Okay, let's see. Move out the way, move out the way. Let's do this quick. Hopefully just like one shot and we'll see what happens. Stranger. Do you feel about not knowing? Swallow? Yeah, did that. Let's see. The younger man screams as you murder him, and the summon the elder turns bellowing and holler to save his younger self. No, what? Have... Okay, so he disappears. Oh, that's what happened. Wow. Oh, I passed the hilt without a blade. What? Oh, received. Okay. Full summon, the elder can take a step, the light fades in the younger's eyes, and the older man vanishes along with the skull and all his merchandise. All that is left is the corpse of the young man with yellow eyes. Indeed, a second later you can't remember why you killed him, or why you had stopped at this particular area of the balloon. There's nothing here after all. Wow. That's what happens, people. So it did wipe the history out, because he died here. Nice. With that, we're going to end this episode. Probably load up at 45 next time. So please like, please subscribe, and any comments, put in the comments section like normal, and see you next week. And if you haven't already, once again, subscribe, thank you very much, and share the video. Bye everyone.